What's up you guys? Yes, I am back here again for another movie review for you all, and it is of the film The Hate U Give, the film directed by George Tillman Jr., who, when I researched, because I do my research, you know me, I found out that he actually directed The Longest Ride, which is a Nicholas Spark adaptation, but kind of comparing the two, just side by side, you have The Longest Ride and then you have The Hate U Give. They're very different films, and it just seems a little bit of a fun trivia thing that I thought I'd just kind of throw out there at the start of the video. So the cast in this are phenomenal. Everyone gives such an outstanding performance and they're so pivotal to some of the emotional scenes in this. And I have whittled it down to a few people who play major parts in this. And even though I've whittled it down, I still can't remember their names, so I'm going to be a little bit unprofessional and kind of read them from my note. But the cast consists of Amanda Steinberg, and she plays Star, and she's just such a phenomenal actress. I want to see her in a lot more, and I think this film will kind of push her into more mainstream films, but I hope she also kind of goes into like the dramas and stuff, because she can be very intense while also having a lot of humour to her. Some of these people here actually played really well with both the seriousness as well as the comedic aspects, and I just want to see her in a lot more. And she's a young actress, so we're gonna see her for quite some time. Now the next person, if you're a teenage girl like I am, you will probably know this name, Kay Japper. And for all those old people out there who don't know, yes, I'm talking to you. They are from Riverdale. Well, he is from Riverdale. He plays Archie in Riverdale. And when I saw him the first time in the film, I was like, oh, for God's sakes, why? Why are they corrupting? But actually, you know what? He kind of surprised me, so I kind of had to eat my words. I did feel a little bit bad. Then you have Russell Hornsby, who I didn't really know, but I'm kind of interested in to see more of his films because he's very powerful. Anthony Mackie, of course, Falcon, and it's quite nice to see him in a bad guy kind of role with his tattoos. I was like kind of living for it. I was like, oh, Anthony, you know. And then Lamar Johnson, now he's my new crush. He made me laugh so much throughout the whole film. And Regina Hall, who plays the mum, who again is also outstanding, like the dad, Russell Hornsby. But the story itself is based on Star. Now, she kind of grows up in the hood sort of thing, and she's surrounded by criminals and kingpins and drug lords, and she kind of grows up in a world where it's like, you're black and it's going to be very much an issue for you. And it starts off with the dad. This is a very powerful scene to start off with the dad telling her that if you ever get pulled over by the police, keep your hands on the dashboard. And she's been told this when she's 9 years old, and from the get-go you're already in shock of this is how people are living. These are talks that people have actually had with their children. But the rest of the narrative is about Star, and there's a traumatic event that kind of sparks this sort of revolt around, and it challenges stigmas and stereotypes throughout the whole film. And she goes to a different school that's not kind of like the hood school. She goes to a very mainstream kind of good sort of private school, I would kind of say, private school type thing. And she's Star version 2, she says, and it's trying to kind of mesh them together and be like, you know what, I need to be proud from where I am. And it's a very beautiful film. Now, as a whole, this film is an independent type film, sort of per se. It's very realistic, and the cinematography isn't like a whole massive cinematic masterpiece. It's like bam, bam, Michael Bay and all that jazz. It's very simplistic in its sort of cinematography and camera movement, but it kind of adds to this film because it's a very realistic, truthful thing. So if you kind of put in the explosions and big flamboyancy, it will kind of take away from the real message from this. So it actually really kind of worked. And if you've watched many films like British social realism, it's kind of a bit like that, but obviously it's Americanized, but it's kind of got those tropes of being very realistic and grounded in reality, which is very good. Now, I've already said about this film having such a strong message, and there's many scenes that make you so uncomfortable, and I'm sitting there in the cinema and I'm expecting the worst. This is real. This is real. This has really happened, and you see it on the news everywhere. But the thing is, with this film, it lends itself to see the aftermath, the effect on a community, the effect on a single person that these events have. And you're sitting there, and throughout the whole film you expect the worst. Now luckily sometimes it doesn't happen, and you just say thank God for that. This film is pretty much going, this is reality. This is what people fear on an everyday basis. We are lucky enough not to fear this. But these stories are true, and the news only really sees a partial thing and they're very subjective, whilst this film is kind of objective. It gives different sides to the argument. And there's one scene in particular. Star is having a conversation with her uncle, who is a cop, and she talks to him, and the uncle tries to explain that as a policeman you have to protect yourself. You don't know if this person is on drugs, unhinged. You don't know if this person is just normal. In that, when you pull someone over, you don't know what's going to happen. You're constantly on edge, and when they go and reach into their car, you don't know what they're going to get, and it could be something that can harm you, so you've got to protect number one. The film is very good in the way that it gives you both sides. It shows, in that scene particularly, it shows the two different sort of arguments come into play here and their perspectives. But you're sitting there going, Jesus, like, you feel so uncomfortable because you don't know how to react, because you've never experienced that. And nobody should, but the thing is, people do. And that's the message that this film is trying to portray. So, on final thoughts, I saw this film without knowing what film I was going to watch. Now, if you've watched my Love, Simon review, you will know that I go to unlimited screenings, but I go and see secret unlimited screenings where I don't know what the film is, hence the word secret. And we just kind of sit there, and then it comes up with the title of what film we're going to watch, and it came up with The Hate You Give. Now, I probably saw the trailer once before, like a PewDiePie video or something, and I probably skipped it, but I kind of was happy that I didn't go in with much expectations. Now, there was many people in the cinema who then got their phones out and started googling what it was, what the film was, and then they decided to leave, and I'm sitting there going, you are missing out on such a brilliant film right now. And I'm kind of a bit like, screw you, because I saw it. But the thing is, with this film, I probably wouldn't have watched it myself. I would have been aware of this film maybe, and if I had some time I might have tried to make an effort, but it's not like a First Man or a Bohemian Rhapsody where I'd be there on day one. So actually having this film as the Secret Unlimited film, although I kind of wanted Bohemian Rhapsody in that, I was kind of happy and grateful that, you know what, I got this film, because I watched this film and I was shocked by it, and I was kind of a bit like, you know what, I'm kind of happy it was this film, because I would have watched it and I would have missed out. And if you don't go and watch it, you will miss out, because this film is just incredible. And I think with films recently like Black Klansman, Black Panther, Wonder Woman and Coco, it's like the same argument I made for Coco. We're getting so much more diverse stories and sort of different perspectives and cultures and backgrounds are being represented in this, and it's so refreshing. But the thing is, they get undermined by the big mainstream blockbusters like Venom and stuff like that. No fault to them, but these films aren't being brought into the public eye as much and being talked about and discussed as much as they should be, because these are films that we should be watching and we should be seeing. I'm striving now and going out and watching more of these films because I'm enjoying them. I'm enjoying learning about different cultures. It's all different types of films, and I think people should watch them more, and they should be discussed more and reviewed more, and people should be aware of these films. But yeah, anyway, so go and watch The Hate You Give, please. And then when you do, come and comment down below or go on my social media. The links are down below in the description, and tell me what you thought of this film. And if you go and watch this film, please spread the word on this film. I really want to see it boosting up good numbers. Now I know it's not going to catch up to Bohemian Rhapsody and First Man and stuff like that, but as long as it's getting some recognition, I'm just going to be so excited to see what people think of this film when it comes out. So please let me know when you watch it. I will see you guys soon for another review. Love you all. Bye!